2026 of the Township Council of the Township of Washington. Adequate notice of the meeting was given in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act by the Township Clerk on January 8, 2026 to at least 2 newspapers, and this meeting has been posted on the Township Bulletin Board, electronic message board, WCTV, and on the Township website. Please notify the municipal clerk for any disability requirements necessary for attendance at Township Council meetings. The fire exits are located through the double doors to your right and through the door on your left. Please silence all cell phones at this time. If you're unable to attend the council meeting in person and would like a topic to be addressed at the council meeting, please visit www.twpofwashington.us, Contact Us tab. Click on Mayor and Council, send email to contact all council members at once. Can everyone please stand for a salute to the flag? I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Councilman Casio.
Here.
Councilman Sears.
Here.
Councilman Ullman.
Here.
Councilwoman Velez.
Here.
Council President DeSena.
Here. Let the record reflect also in attendance Mayor Peter Calamari, Township Administrator Mark DiCarlo, Township Attorney Siobhan Bailey, and Township Clerk Susan Wachowski. At this time, we'll have 4 promotions for the police department to be administered by the mayor, 1 for Lieutenant Jason Guger, Sergeant Clayton Kenny, Corporal Alyssa Bobadilla, and Andrew Eckhart. Mr. Mayor.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'll start it on it. Thank you all for coming. Appreciate everybody coming out for this great occasion. It's nice to see all the family and friends and everybody here to support these wonderful officers. I'm going to keep it short and brief because we do have a couple things to do, not only the promotions, but recognize a couple of officers for some extraordinary work that they've done. Lieutenant Guger has been a lifelong resident of Washington Township, where he currently resides with his wife Heather and 2 daughters, Regan and Jordan. He graduated Westwood High School in 1996 and then earned his bachelor's degree in criminal justice from New Jersey City University in 2001. He graduated the Bergen County Police Academy in 2002 and started his career as a patrolman until getting promoted to corporal in July of 2019. He served in the Detective Bureau from January 2020 until January 2023, when he got promoted to sergeant. Lieutenant Guger served as patrol sergeant until February 2026, when he returned to the Detective Bureau. He is currently an internal affairs and background investigator, humane law enforcement officer, evidence officer, Megan's Law officer, and ABC officer. He has also served as FTO and juvenile officer. During his career, Lieutenant Guger has also received numerous commendations, including Apprehension, Medal of Honor, Medal of Valor, and Combat Cross Awards. He's also a member of the fire department since 1997, where he has risen through the ranks, twice becoming the chief of the fire department. Tonight, we promote him to lieutenant of the police. Jason?
Family wants to come up? I, Jason Guger,
Do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will bear true faith
and that I will bear true faith
and allegiance
and
to the
allegiance
same
to the same
and to the governments established
and to the governments established
in the United States
in the United States
and in this state
and in this state
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and that I do solemnly swear
and that I do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully,
impartially,
and justly perform
all the duties of the Lieutenant of the Township of Washington Police Department
in the Township of Washington,
in the Township of
in
Washington,
the County of Bergen,
in the County of
in
Bergen,
the State of New Jersey,
in the State of New Jersey,
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Thank you, sir. All right, next is Sergeant Kenny. Clay Kenny grew up as a resident of the Township of Washington, began his career with the Township of Washington Police Department in July of 2014 as a dispatcher. In 2016, he became a Special Law Enforcement Class 1 before attending the Bergen County Police Academy, 121st Basic Police Training Class in 2018. While serving in the Patrol Division, he was promoted to the rank of Corporal in the summer of 2023. In addition to his patrol responsibilities, Sergeant Kenny serves as an investigator with the Bergen County Prosecutor's Office Arson Task Force, where he has participated in numerous complex fire investigations that have resulted in criminal arrests. He also oversees several specialized departmental functions, including cell block maintenance, CPR instructor, OPA request, redactions and expungements, the GSA and 1033 programs, the department's Instagram social media presence, and vehicle fleet acquisitions and maintenance. He also serves as the coordinator for the Township Office of Emergency Management. Beyond his law enforcement career, Sergeant Kenny continues to serve his community as a fire chief in the town where he resides. While he takes great pride in his professional accomplishments, the titles he cherishes the most are husband and soon-to-be father. Sergeant Kenny.
I,
Clayton Kenny,
do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will bear true faith
and that I will bear true faith
and allegiance
and allegiance
to the same
to the same
and to the governments established
and to the governments established
in the United States
in the United States
and in this state
and in this state
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and that I do solemnly swear
and that I do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully,
that I will faithfully,
impartially, and justly perform all the duties of the
Sergeant of the Township of Washington Police Department
in the Township of Washington,
in the Township of
in
Washington,
the County of Bergen,
in the County of
in
Bergen,
the State of New Jersey,
in the State of New Jersey,
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
All right, next, Corporal Bobadilla, Alyssa, began her career in law enforcement as a dispatcher before becoming a police officer with the Washington Township Police Department in 2022. During her 4 years as a police officer, she has demonstrated a strong commitment to serving both the department and the community. She serves as one of the department's juvenile officers, where she's dedicated to supporting and mentoring the youth in our community. She was also selected to serve as a task force officer, assisting a federal agency with narcotics investigations, which allowed her to gain valuable investigative experience while working alongside federal law enforcement partners. In addition, she will soon be attending training to become a field training officer, preparing her to mentor and train newly hired officers within the Washington Township Police Department. Tonight, we promote Corporal Bobadilla.
I,
I, Alyssa Bobadilla,
do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will bear true faith
and that I will bear true faith
and allegiance
and allegiance
to the same
to the same
and to the governments established
and to the governments established
in the United States
in the United States
and in this state
and in this state
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and that I do solemnly swear
and that I do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully,
that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly perform
and justly perform
all the duties of the
all the duties of the Corporal of the Township of Washington Police Department
in the Township of Washington,
in the Township of Washington,
in the County of Bergen,
in the County of
in
Bergen,
the State of New Jersey,
in the State of New Jersey,
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability.
so help me God.
So help me God.
Next is Andrew Eckhart. He began his career with the WTPD as a per diem dispatcher on 1/1 of 2025 and was sent to the police academy shortly after, where he graduated as a SLEO 1. In July of 2025, he was elevated to full-time dispatcher, where he has continued to learn and grow as a young man. We are pleased to promote Andrew to SLEO 2, and in 2 days, he will start the Bergen County Police Academy. We are confident that he will excel in his new position and grow into an excellent officer. Andrew?
I,
Andrew Eckhart,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
or affirm
that
that I will support
I will support
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will bear true faith
and I will bear true faith
and allegiance
and allegiance
to the same
to the same
and to the governments
and
established
to the governments established
in the United States
in the United States
and in this state
and in this state
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and that I do solemnly swear
and that I do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully,
that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly perform
and justly perform
all the duties of
all the duties of Special Law Enforcement Officer Class 2
in the Township of
in
Washington,
the Township of
in
Washington,
the County of
in
Bergen,
the County of
in
Bergen,
the State of New
in
Jersey,
the State of New Jersey,
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability.
so help me God.
So help me God.
Yeah, just got these things. All right. Now I'd like to recognize a few officers that have done exceptional work within the township. All our police officers do a great job every single day protecting our residents, but several have really excelled. So tonight, I'd like to call up Officer Rydell, Officer O'Hanlon, and Sergeant Ferrarini. Tonight, we honor these officers. They are the ones who look at a car drifting across the roadway into the opposite lane at 2 a.m. and say, that's definitely not somebody text messaging. DWI enforcement investigation is a unique calling. It requires the patience of a saint, the investigative mind of a detective, and the ability to maintain a completely straight face while someone tries to convince you that they only had 2 beers. To our honorees, tonight you are the embodiment of traffic safety. Your work begins when most people are asleep. You operate in the dark, on the shoulders of dangerous roadways, dealing with individuals who are rarely at their best or most cooperative. You have mastered the art of standardized field sobriety tests, evaluating balance and coordination, while navigating every excuse in the book, from the wind blew me over to these shoes aren't made for walking in a straight line. But behind the humor and the late night motor vehicle stops lies a deeply serious reality. Every impaired driver you remove from the road is a potential tragedy averted. You don't just write citations or make arrests, you save lives. Your meticulous documentation, sharp observation skills, and flawless investigations ensure that justice is served long after the flashing lights are turned off. As MAD has recognized you for your dedicated service to DWI enforcement, I echo that. The families who make it home safely every night will never know your names, but they owe you an immeasurable debt of gratitude. Their impact isn't measured only by the hours they work or the calls they answer. It's reflected in the results they achieve. Of our department's 21 DUIs last year, these officers are responsible for 15, more than 71% of the total. On behalf of the WTPD and the community, thank you for your exceptional service, your sharp eyes, and your tireless dedication to keeping our roads safe. Congratulations. They did go down to a luncheon that was sponsored by Mothers Against Drunk Driving, and they were recognized there, where they received a nice award. Lastly but not least, Detective Liscombe. We're here tonight to honor an officer who exemplifies investigator. When a home invasion occurs, it shatters a community's sense of security. It is a deeply personal, violating crime, and it demands the highest level of urgency. On December 31st, 2025, we had that dark color officers and Detective Liscombe answered that call with extraordinary skill and determination. What began as a local burglary investigation quickly evolved. Detective Liscombe didn't just process the scene, he began connecting dots that crossed multiple municipal borders. Through meticulous analysis, sharp instincts, and exhaustive investigative work, over 600 man-hours across 4 months, he identified a very active criminal crew. Because of his relentless pursuit of the truth, this investigation did not just stop at one closure. It resulted in 4 arrests for our crime and completely dismantled a crew targeting innocent families. But Detective Liscombe's impact didn't stop at our town line. Recognizing that crime doesn't care about borders, he compiled airtight intelligence and proactively assisted several neighboring towns, providing them with the critical evidence needed to bring their own charges against these suspects. His teamwork and relentless determination brought closure to countless victims across our entire area. Detective Liscombe, your exemplary work on this case restored peace of mind to our township community. On behalf of our department, our grateful residents, and our law enforcement partners across the region, thank you for your exceptional service. Thank you. And just on a side note, he sifted through so much information between subpoenas for cell towers and stuff I can't even repeat because it's so technical, but he understands it all. Text messages, like so many text messages. Some of them are really funny, by the way. But he was able to piece together and put these people that came to our town to rob us in the location, and that's why we were able to charge these people. So he did a fantastic job. Thank you, everyone. That's it for us. Please enjoy yourselves after the ceremony. Thank you.
Chief, you going to dismiss him or you want me to dismiss him? I know you don't want to be bored by our council meeting, so you're more than welcome to leave. Thank you, everyone. Congratulations, everyone. Thank you. Congratulations. Give him a couple minutes to walk out. What's that? You can't go anywhere. 6-290, authorized payment of bills June 19, 2026 through July 9, 2026. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Councilman Casio.
Yes.
Councilman Sears.
Yes.
Councilman Ballmer.
Yes.
Councilwoman Velez.
Yes.
President Casano.
PSA for July 13, 2026. From the Office of the Tax Collector. 2026 tax bills will be mailed sometime the week of July 20th. The due date is August 1st, but the grace period has been extended from August 10th to August 18th. These bills will reflect tax amounts based on the recent townwide reassessment. You may view your account online or contact the tax office for current tax balances if you should need this information prior to the bills being mailed. Construction has begun on the new DPW building at Town Hall. With this construction, the DPW yard will now remain closed on Tuesdays for household debris and recycling drop-off. Residents may still drop off items on Saturdays between the hours of 9 a.m. and 1 p.m. Please note, during the hours of construction, there will be limited parking to the east side of Hudson Avenue. To report power outages, gas leaks, street light outages, or down lines, please call PSE&G at 1-800-436-7734, or you can download their app. Starting July 20, 2026, all e-bike riders in New Jersey need three things: a license, a registration, and an insurance card. Riders have until July 19 to comply with these requirements. During this period, all fees for registration and licensing are waived. Please visit the New Jersey Motor Vehicle Commission for further information and updates. The Township of Washington launched its fourth round of our Hometown Heroes banner program as a living tribute for our community to honor past and present members of the armed forces. Please visit our website for further information. Our next council meeting will be held on Monday, August 10, 2026. Can I have a motion to suspend the order of business so we can have the chief discuss the ALPRs and the stop sign proposal?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Councilman Casio.
Yes.
Councilman Sears.
Yes.
Councilman Oman.
Yes.
Councilwoman Velez.
Yes.
Council President Casano.
Yes. Good evening, chief.
Good evening. Just bringing Captain Glock up here. He's got a little bit more knowledge with this.
That's fine. So I guess we'll start with the ALPRs first?
Yes. I'll give you an update on where we're at.
Yes, thank you.
So both major intersections, both Washington and Pascack and Ridgewood and Pascack, are up and running. They've been up and running for several months now. They're working well. We have video in headquarters as well, so we get to monitor everything there. They have allowed us to complete some investigations, which is great. We've had several hit and runs and motor vehicle accidents where, including one of our own patrol cars where we had video of the accident. So it's definitely proved dividends already with fault and things of that nature. We do get a lot of hits throughout our intersections. It does require a set of, like a learning curve, so to speak, because you have to vet every single hit that comes through the system. The system is evolving. It is a very good system, but it's still got a ways to go.
So by hit, you mean like a stolen car or?
Yes. So we've had some come through the intersection. By the time our officers get there.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying, is that what you mean by a hit? Like, is
Yeah,
that like
so it will hit on any numbers, even like the side of a box truck. So when it gets a hit that it doesn't recognize, it'll tell you, it comes up on our dispatch screen or in the cars as well. And it says hit, and then you got to make sure you look at it, and it's a license plate, not just numbers on the side of a vehicle. So it's learning as they're growing the AI into the system. It's learning how to differentiate between license plate and just regular numbers. So we do have to really vet the numbers that come in. As far as the portable unit, well, let me hold up. Vandenberg and Washington, that system is still not operational yet. We've had nothing but issues with trying to get that thing up and running. We were waiting on permits and then inspections. PSE&G's been holding it up. We're just waiting for them to power it up. We actually got word today from one of the upper individuals in the company that said this is unacceptable. We agree. And then they said that it will be powered up before the end of the week.
Okay.
Fingers crossed.
Mr. Mayor, do we have somebody at PSE&G that we can contact if it's not?
Yeah.
Don't we have okay. So we'll reach out to them if it's not?
Yes.
Yeah, there were different inspections and,
No, I know, it's a very
they said
arduous
they
task.
needed a ground wire, then they said they didn't need a ground wire, so we had to have it removed. It's been kind of ridiculous. The other two traffic intersections were newer systems, so it went up really, really easy, and they made the connections. But they assured us it will be up this week. And then the company will flip the switch, and then we'll have that intersection as well, which will help us as well. As far as the car ALPR, that's been on the road since mid to late April. We use that as a traffic vehicle that goes and drives around, and then it will hit on anything that goes past it as well. Again, the officer has to vet that hit when it pops up on his screen, but to date, it's kind of hard to get all this information, but we've had on just the alerts, the hits, over 40 motor vehicle stops, 60 summonses issued, just based on the hits for unregistered vehicles, suspended driver's license, or warrants. So just those.
In a period of what, 3 months?
Yeah, less than
That's
3
awesome.
months. Yeah. So, and that, we have a protocol that we're rolling out now that we've gotten the department kind of situated with all the changes. And that's going to be out pretty much on a daily basis, and we're going to have dedicated officers that will be traffic enforcement, and that's what they're going to do.
By protocol, you mean like SOPs that we
Yes.
need to establish? So those are
Correct.
being done?
Yes.
Are we
Yeah,
using
they're done.
Are we using the Rogers?
Yes.
The Rogers
Yep.
group to do that?
Everything has to be Rogers and accredited because
Yeah.
we are an accredited agency. So, within the next week or so, we will have these officers that, barring any other catastrophic events in town, with that ALPR car. Some of the intersections, obviously, I told you about hit and runs, accidents. It has the system and the information it develops has assisted us in several burglary investigations, one of which was that home invasion, because then we're able to put them, in different locations and follow their tracking and put them into other towns. That's how we were able to piece together
Oh, wow.
other investigations. So I can't go too
No,
far into that,
we don't
but
need, we just wanted just a summary to make sure it was working and that you had cooperation
It is,
from.
it is working. Like I said, the only glitch has been that Washington Vandenberg, and that was just a hookup issue with.
Yeah, that's
ECG
not
permits.
that's not from you. It's,
But we're on the phone every week with them to try to get that rectified. So like I said, hopefully by the end of this week, that will be rectified and,
Okay.
We should be off and running.
great.
Chief, I have a question. A resident asked me about the system. Does that include someone going through a red light?
No.
That doesn't include that, right? Because he was saying, well, what if it was a juggling
No,
call? I
it's
had to
not a-
speed up and slow.
yeah.
It's not that.
It's not a red light
Okay.
traffic camera.
Right.
It will
New Jersey
only-
doesn't allow red light
Yeah.
traffic cameras, right? So
Okay.
because I told a couple residents that asked me the same thing.
I
New Jersey
didn't
doesn't
know,
permit
so-
Yeah,
red light
outstanding
cameras.
warrants, unregistered vehicles, suspended driver's license, stolen vehicles, that's what it will
Okay.
down. So,
Thank you.
Any other questions for the chief?
Since the mobile unit's been in service, I didn't hear what you were saying.
Mhm.
You had 60 moving violations
Yes, just based off of the alerts that the system
just off the
has.
alert.
Yeah, not other things. There's a lot more summonses than that, but
Right.
just 60 from being unregistered,
And that's
suspended.
picked up from the mobile unit.
Yes, it reads every plate that passes it.
Now, is it possible, chief? I know the city of Hackensack has this because I forgot to register my car one day
Mhm.
and I went to work. TNAC. And I went to work at FDU and I got a ticket in the mail because I forgot to register my car automatically. And it had the ALPR picture of my license
Yep.
plate. Is that in our system or not yet?
We could do that. That is something that is,
Oh, would that help the officers then have to spend less time because it would automatically?
we would have to have somebody honestly on the system all the time. Right now,
Okay,
our
so they-
dispatcher
so they have somebody on
monitors- Yeah, they must have somebody that's on it all the time. Listen, when the hits come in, yeah, absolutely. It's something that can be mailed. It might be something we look at down the road.
Yeah. Okay.
Is that car out every day?
Pretty much, depending on manpower. So, if we go down to a shorter tour, then that car won't be out. But it's been out other than, when being repaired. So it is an older vehicle, so.
Awesome.
What's the process? So if you get a hit, it's been scanned and there's something amiss.
Right.
What if, someone had a grudge on me, an officer had a grudge on me and knew could they track me through town, or do they have, how do you access the data? Can someone proactively just sit there and watch you go through town, or?
No, they can't do that. You could be tracked through the ALPR system if there was a hit on your vehicle. So you would have to have something wrong associated with that license plate to begin with.
Okay.
So.
And the data that you compile, is it resident at the township or is it resident at the county?
At the county level. We have access to it.
So do you have to, sorry if I watch too much TV, do you have to request a warrant, or do you just have to ask to see something?
No, not to view that. No, that is public record basically, because you're driving through the street. So we can observe those videos. We have the videos of our intersections. Anything else within the system, we would have to go through the prosecutor's office, because everything is housed there. All the data goes there. We don't store any of it.
And just one last question. You mentioned you have monitoring. I know at Van Emberg and Washington, there's constantly accidents, some more serious than others. You would have, when this goes live, there'll be a permanent, not a permanent record, but there'll be a record of the accident visually?
Yes.
At that point?
There will be video of those accidents. So we'll be able to determine even easier than the geographic, location, that dictates, the accident's fault.
Chief, I'm sorry, go ahead, please.
Is the AI smart enough to know that there's an accident there and
No.
tell you it's a hit or
Not at this point. Not at this point.
Not yet, okay.
Is the information accessible to residents if
No.
they were in a car accident and they wanted to see that footage?
I don't believe so. I mean, I guess you could over it. I don't know that answer, to be honest with you.
If there was a lawsuit or something and they needed
I'm sure it
that
could be.
information.
I'm sure in this
Okay.
day and age, it could be subpoenaed.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Chief, what about out-of-state vehicles and out-of-country vehicles from Canada?
Yes,
And-
they will hit as well.
You have
if-
access to all those
Yes.
DMVs?
Those are the ones that we have to vet more,
Mhm.
because the system, like I said, we've had, funny story, but we've had like a Jeep. The front grille has got like a lot of circles in it. So it picks up all circles, and then it says there's a hit because all circles, there's no license plate, right? So it's unregistered.
Okay.
So then it runs it through every state, and in every state it's registered. So those are the kinds of things that we have to vet sometimes.
Okay.
Will the mobile unit hit on farm vehicles?
Yes, it should hit on anything that has a warrant or a stolen vehicle, any kind of associated charge.
What about no plates? If the
It
vehicle
won't read
has-
it. It won't read it.
It only reads.
It only
the-
reads plates, yeah.
So if
And
you don't
numbers,
have them-
basically, numbers and letters.
Okay,
So
so no plates would just have to be.
That would be on the officer.
Yeah, would have to see.
And again, the officer, if he gets the hit, and he's got to confirm it on the vehicle, that's our SOP. You got to confirm that that's the license plate that's coming up on your screen. That,
Mhm.
and that sometimes takes some time, but, the officers are getting better at that. It helps them, like if they sit down by the parkway, all those vehicles coming off, you're going to get a lot of checks of vehicles to make sure the vehicles coming through town are, supposed to be on the road.
Do we have signage that tells people this is that a thing? Because
It's
I
not
wonder if
required.
that would deter, criminal from coming through.
I don't think they really care, to be honest with you. They know.
Criminals are going to be
throughout the county.
criminals,
They don't
because it's
really
all over
care.
the county, it's not just us.
Yeah.
We're not the only town to have any cars.
If they're gonna steal, they're gonna look through the intersections to see if there's lights up there.
Most of the times when they come here, they're in a stolen vehicle anyway, they don't
Right.
care.
Okay.
Anything else?
Just one last
Go ahead,
thing.
Mr. Long.
Is the scan associated with the vehicle? So if I'm driving my wife's vehicle and my license is suspended, but her car is registered, does
It
it,
depends if you're the registered owner.
Okay, so it looks at the vehicle
Mhm.
and as the registered owner, the
Whoever's
status
associated with
of
that.
their
Correct.
license.
Yep.
Okay.
I have one question. Oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
It doesn't extend beyond that, meaning my wife or my
Only the
kids
license
or-
plate. It's only looking at the license plates.
Okay.
No,
Go ahead, Peter.
assuming one day in the future, we want to do, or you want to do the camera enforcement where you mail someone,
Mhm.
do you already have the authority to do that? Or do you know, or would we need a local ordinance to support that?
I would have to look into that.
Okay.
That was the first time I've heard of
Mhm.
an agency doing
Okay.
that. You know, being that the system's so new to us, I'd have to look into that. I would assume maybe, but we can mail summonses now
Okay.
based on observation.
Call Hackensack, they'll tell you.
Yeah, exactly.
Tina.
Yeah,
Um,
Tina.
Okay, thank you.
Chief, what do you do in the case where there's no license plate? There's
The
nothing-
officer would have to just get the vehicle pulled over. So
So you can-
the camera's not going to recognize any number, so it's not going to
Right.
hit on anything.
So
So-
do the easy off license plates for Easy Pass? You know, people are taking the number, taking the,
Yeah, yeah,
making their
those
license
things.
plate unreadable. Does the ALPR read them or you don't know?
I don't know.
I guess my question.
that's the
is,
new
how's
thing,
the
right? They
response
take-
time with no plate. I mean,
If
you
the
have someone in
officer
dispatch, right?
observes it, it should be pretty quick.
Well, the
But
ALPR is not going to pick it up, Steve, is
Yeah.
what he's saying.
Yeah, so it's not gonna flash a hit because there's no crime associated because there's no plate. So it's running the plate if there's a hit on
Let me
it.
rephrase the question. You get a hit on a plate, right? And then does the officer immediately look for that vehicle?
Yes.
Okay, so he goes down Pascack and he's going towards Paramus.
Mhm.
Do you notify Paramus that the car's
Yes.
coming there that way?
Once it's confirmed, yes.
Okay,
And that's part of the learning curve for officers is to identify the vehicle, confirm the license plate
Okay.
is what's
Right one.
on the screen,
do they pursue them out of our jurisdiction? Or do you just let
depending
Paramus handle it?
depending on what the
Circumstances? of it?
yeah. I
Okay.
mean, there's not too much pursuing anymore,
Okay,
to be honest with you.
it's okay.
Anything else for the chief on ALPRs?
Yeah, one last question. Might be way out of the scope, but sovereign citizens with the plates?
If it comes up as a non-plate, then yeah, it's gonna pop and then we'll flip them over.
Okay,
If they don't have the vehicle registered, and 9 out of 10 times they don't have their vehicle registered because they don't believe in that.
Okay.
So they don't believe the government has the right to tell them to register the vehicle, so.
okay. Thank you.
The second thing we had for you, chief,
Yes.
was the stop sign proposal. I know we've gone around town and addressed all the intersections that were unsigned, and based on what happened in Ridgewood years ago with the young students
Yep.
driving and dying, it makes total sense for me. We've had some residents complain that, the latest one was that we lowered their property value by putting a stop sign in front of that. We checked with, Mr. DiCarlo checked with the tax assessor, and she has seen no case of where that's happened.
Yeah, never heard of that.
When we took this, redoing all the stop signs in town, I thought it was a serious thing because as younger drivers now are more distracted because they have so many things to be distracted from, to go through some of these intersections, especially the one by my house at Beach, where it's an S. And unfortunately, that's, one of the residents has a problem with there. But I think it's important that we have a stop sign controlling that intersection because it is dangerous for a young, new driver. Unfortunately, we can't control distracted driving, and it's going to happen. It's as parents, we need to control it. That's basically what it is. But I think it's, that's basically why we did this, is to make the safety of our streets better by providing a stop, not a yield, because some towns went with the yield and nobody knows what yield means. So
They don't know what stop means either.
they don't know what stop means either, but at least stop is more legal than yield, because yield, they have to determine who should have yielded and not yielded and so forth. So I think the stop, I think this is like the last round. I think we've hit all of them after this, right?
Pretty much so, yeah.
The last one, okay. All right.
One more thing, Mike. Chief, do you have someone going into the high school for the driver ed assistance?
Well, we've done like DWI for prom. That's it. We don't do anything inside
You
the
don't
school.
go in,
for driver ed,
they
no.
don't call you in at all?
All the schools do it on their own now. They have their own driver ed program, and OIHA does it as well.
Right. But I know when I taught over at Westwood, we had the police come in one day, so
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys are still. working?
No, they haven't asked us to come in, so we would, you know,
Okay.
if they
Just have to ask?
Yeah, they just have to ask.
I'll make sure they ask.
If they want us to come in, I mean, unfortunately, you know, it used to be part of DARE and then LEAD.
Right.
All those programs have kind of waned. They just changed LEAD again. So, you know, we're in that predicament now where we've got to get recertified under the new system. So,
Are we pursuing that?
yes,
What is it now?
they changed the company that owned it or something. It
So it's
literally
not
is-
called
it's-
LEAD anymore?
It is still called LEAD.
Yeah.
It's just a different company that owns it, so
So now they're going to change the books.
they changed the books.
Oh, I see.
So the books that are handed out, so it's a
Money grab.
money grab.
No, we live in the state of New
I got to
Jersey.
recertify my officers at $250 an officer, you know.
For the same car, just
Same,
by
yeah.
a different name on the book, so. All right, any other questions?
Mike, just
Oh,
one comment to
yes.
continue on yours. If anything, I would see it almost increasing a property value, because if I'm about to buy a house at an intersection, I may Oprah how many accidents have occurred at that intersection. And so if stop signs reduce that, you know, so it's so much the better.
Yeah,
If it
I
wakes
almost
up
see it
one
the other
driver
way.
and
If
prevents us
it
from that
saves
accident.
one accident, I think
Right.
we've done our job as police department and a township I mean, this was a big rollout to get all these stop signs
Absolutely.
everywhere. And we've spent, 5 years doing it? Didn't happen overnight.
Right.
And driving through town, you know, there's a couple of them that still need to be tweaked. They're facing the wrong way. We know that. But it does make you feel safer when you're driving around because you know who's got to stop now. It's like, hey, he's coming up. I'm going there.
Yes,
There's no question.
Yeah.
So thank you, gentlemen.
Yeah, no problem.
Have a good night.
Thank you.
You too.
Night.
Good night.
Do we need to go back to the regular meeting or no? No, but we need a motion to go back to the regular meeting. I'd like to make a motion to go back to the regular agenda.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Approval of minutes, budget meeting, March 2nd, 2026, budget meeting, March 16th, 2026. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Councilman Casio.
Yes.
Councilman Sears.
Yes.
Councilman Oman.
Yes.
Councilwoman Velez.
Yes.
Council President DeSenza.
Yes. Approval of fire department bylaws, Township of Washington Volunteer Fire Department bylaws, Article 2, Uniform Section C, ex-chiefs. As per Fire Department bylaws, Article 7, Section 1 amendments. This change was read at 3 separate meetings dated 3/5/2026, 4/2/2026, and 5/7/2026 with a positive vote for approval. Township of Washington Volunteer Fire Department bylaws, Article 2, Membership, Section 3. As per Fire Department bylaws, Article 7, Section 1 amendments. This change was read at 3 separate meetings dated 4/2/2026, 5/7/2026, and 6/4/2026 with a positive vote for approval. Motion to approve changes to the bylaws.
So moved.
I'll second it. Roll call?
Councilman Casio.
Yes.
Councilman Sears.
Recuse myself. I have to recuse myself from voting.
Councilman Oman.
Yes.
Councilwoman Velez.
Yes.
Council President DeSenza.
Yes. Thank you, John. Report of the administrator.
Well,
Thank you, Council President, and good evening, everyone. This is my follow-up from the June 22nd
isn't that
council
3
meeting.
bylaws?
Hold on.
2?
No, it's 2 bylaws, and then I submitted the parking lot amendment.
No.
The ordinance amendment.
Yeah, which we're gonna get, we're gonna do
He's
that.
staying for that.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. This is my follow-up from the June 22nd council meeting. There were no resident follow-ups. There was a few council follow-ups. Council inquired about the success of the ALPR systems installed at our major intersections. Chief Pecora provided that information to council earlier this evening. Mr. DeSena requested that we look into the functioning of the lightning detection system at Clark Field. It was checked immediately following the council meeting and found to be working properly. Council requested information pertaining to software that works with the lightning detection system in order to provide subscribers with mobile alerts. Council has provided this information via email, and I'll wait to discuss further as it is a conference agenda topic. Mr. Sears inquired regarding the conduit sleeves installation for the DPW building. Conduit sleeves do not get installed in the concrete footings. However, they do get installed through the foundation walls. Some updates. There was boulders that were on township property at the intersection of Mountain and Lincoln. This was a caper. It was reported to the administrator's office, and there was actually a lot of social media going around about the rocks disappearing. So within about an hour of reporting it to the police department, they found the rocks at a resident's home. The investigation revealed that the homeowner that took them discussed wanting the rocks with the home that's on the corner of Mountain and Lincoln that's under construction. That's just a developer that's going to be selling the house, so he didn't necessarily care about the rocks. So I think there was inadvertent, inaccurate permission given for the rocks to be taken. The homeowner was extremely apologetic and remorseful for what he did. He returned the rocks under his own, financial accord. Did not cost any township dollars to have the rocks returned, but it did take some heavy machinery. So the rocks are back, and I hope the residents are happy. There will be an exit conference for the 2025 audit. It is scheduled this week. I'm proud to say that there are no recommendations listed in the audit. This makes 2 years in a row, and I'm hoping for the auditor to present at the August council meeting. I'll confirm with Ms. Wachowski and the council as soon as I have that confirmation. State Health Benefits is anticipating 18% premium increases for 2027. Administration is already working on alternatives and will advise the council when appropriate. Today, I checked in with the construction company owner for the Franklin Court project. They are still hoping for a late September completion, with the interior sheetrock going up this week. We'll skip the stop sign. Number 6, we want to thank Nancy Dargis and Kenneth Torres of the Bergen County Engineering Office. They have been expeditiously reviewing the placement of an emergency beacon on Washington Avenue near the ESB, and most importantly, potential upgrades to the intersection of Washington Ave and Van Amberg Ave. Over the next couple of weeks, the mayor, township engineer, and me will be reviewing the county's recommendations and hope to present to the council and community at the August 10th council meeting. 450 Pascack Road, we're waiting for the demolition company to schedule the work. The proposed cost is $42,000 and will be paid for using grant funds, not township funds. Another quote was required to be obtained before authorizing this expense, and the other company came in excess of $78,000. So we're very confident this company. It's just we're waiting patiently to get on a schedule to take the house down. The swim club, waiting on the results of our latest test samples, which were taken approximately 2 weeks ago. Simultaneously, the EPA is still reviewing the remediation plan prepared by Boswell Engineering. There's still no timetable as to when we'll be notified of that. Storm cleanup is wrapping up from the major thunderstorm 2 weekends ago. That week, DPW put out a third garbage truck just to assist residents by picking up tree branches, etc. The street sweeping was postponed from last week and will begin this week. Please see the updates on our Facebook page. A reminder that our web designer maintains information on our major capital projects on the homepage of our website. I provide her with information monthly. The Squapsink Brook Downs tree was supposed to begin last week on this project. However, the major thunderstorms 2 weekends ago caused extensive damage to our neighboring towns, and they were diverted. Work began today behind the high school. Tree work will begin tomorrow behind the vacant bank on Pascack Road. The project is due to last 2 to 3 months and should not interfere with the community. Property owners signed a quote-unquote property owner certifications in the spring of 2024 that alerted them to this project. The affected residents along the brook recently received a letter from Downs Tree explaining the project, and the letter was put up on our social media as well for the community to observe. Some residents are receiving letters from the township tax assessor indicating a physical inspection of their property for this year's assessment. This may be confusing for some residents because they had a physical inspection done last year. The reassessment program selected by the council in 2024 was a 5-year rolling reassessment. The first year, 100% of the township properties were physically inspected. The next 4 years will consist of 100% of the township properties being reassessed each year. However, each year, only 25% of the properties will have a physical inspection. This is done in order to keep property assessments closer to current market values, making the tax burden more equitable across homeowners. A yearly assessment does not mean that the township collects more taxes. Our budget determines how much tax revenue is needed. The assessments determine how the tax burden is divided among property owners. DPW construction. I wanted to provide the community with a verbal update on the project. In September of 2025, the bid was awarded to Premier Construction, and we conducted a pre-construction meeting. Premier was provided with a notice to proceed on November 4, 2025, indicating that they had 365 days with substantial completion due by November 4, 2026. The lease of the rear parking lot of the Bethany Community Center commenced on January 1, 2026. That is when we were able to vacate the site for construction at Town Hall. On January 19, 2026, the council approved a non-monetary change order extending the substantial completion date till December 8, 2026. This was approved due to our inability to clear the construction site till January 1 of 2026. A monetary change order for $6,670 was approved by council in May of 2026 due to the discovery, abandonment, and removal of an unknown septic tank. This tank was located directly where the footings were being dug. An additional monetary change order was tentatively approved by council for an amount not to exceed $15,000. This was due to the discovery of additional pipes and distribution boxes associated with the septic tank, again located in the area of the foundation. This change order has not been finalized as our engineers and architects are disputing the cost of the invoices submitted by the subcontractor. There's been a total of 3 change orders, 1 non-monetary and 2 monetary in nature. The monetary change orders are being deducted from the contingency allowance of $400,000. The change orders did not increase the contracted amount of $4,933,000. There have been change orders requested that have been denied by myself, the architects, and the engineers. Every 2 weeks, beginning January 8th, 2026, we have a construction meeting at Town Hall. These meetings are attended by me, the architects, the engineers, DPW Superintendent Lawler, and the general contractor. Council has provided the meeting minutes as well as additional updates when necessary and appropriate. The lease of the rear lot of Bethany Community Center is for 18 months. Signing a lease for 18 months allowed us a buffer of time if the project lasted longer than 12 months. Most importantly, the 18-month lease led to a lower monthly lease rate. I understand that some community members feel that the progress of the project is extremely slow, and the mayor and I agree. I can assure the public that our engineers and architects have the best interest of the township in mind and are representing us terrifically. We also have a very good working relationship with Premier, the general contractor. There have been extenuating circumstances that have led to some delays, and we're working on receiving a recovery schedule from the general contractor. The delays have not had any negative financial implications to the township thus far. If that shall change, the township is fully prepared to pursue what is called liquidated damages when appropriate and if necessary. Thank you, Council President. That's my update.
Thank you, Mr. DePaul. Report of the mayor.
Comment?
Oh, go ahead, Mr. Sears.
On item number 5, which is the stop sign project,
Yes.
2 issues that maybe the administrator can look at. Birch and Beach heading north. I think the stop sign should be faced on Birch, which is a side street, and not on the main thoroughfare, Beach Street, where it goes through. Even though it's a little S-turn, I think the stop sign should be facing the side street, not coming on the main thoroughfare. And the second item, I would like to maybe have really a deep look at Manhattan and Ridgewood Boulevard North, doing a 4-way stop sign there. That seems to be so much traffic and it's busy. I would like to have them look at it to see if that could be a 4-way stop sign. Thank you, Council President.
Thank you.
Manhattan and what?
Manhattan and Ridgewood Boulevard North.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Anything else from Mr. DePaul? Report of the mayor.
Thank you, Mike. Good evening, everyone. Just want to say it's good to be back here. I didn't attend the 2 meetings in June due to a family situation that had me out of town most of the month of June, but it is good to be back. Unfortunately, I must start my report this evening on a couple of somber notes. It is with a heavy heart that I share the news of the passing of a truly wonderful and dedicated member of our community, Jim Joyce. A resident of the town for over 55 years, Jim embodied the true spirit of community, service, and neighborly love. We send our condolences to his family. I am also saddened to report on the passing of Bea Napier. For decades, Bea was simply part of the fabric of Washington Township. Whether you knew her personally, saw her on an ambulance corps, call or heard one of the many stories about her incredible dedication, you knew Dee cared deeply about helping others. During her years as a Township of Washington volunteer ambulance EMT, she answered just shy of 7,000 calls, saving many lives, and was there for families during some of their hardest moments. It was appropriate that her repast was held at the ambulance corps facility. While in attendance, I had the pleasure of meeting many of her family members. Now on to happier news. Saturday night was a wonderful reminder of what makes Washington Township such a special place to call home. I hope many of you had the opportunity to join us as we celebrated our nation's 250th birthday. It was an evening filled with great food, music, family fun, and an incredible sense of community. The night was capped off with an amazing drone show, the first one I've ever seen in person, and I have to say, I was truly impressed by what those pilots were able to create in the sky. While leaving the event, many people commented how pleased they were with our celebration, especially the drone event. Events like this simply don't happen without the dedication of so many volunteers, organizations, businesses, and community partners. There are many thank yous to be made, yes. Please accept my apologies if I mistakenly omit any individuals or organizations. My heartfelt thanks goes out to our Public Affairs Director, Sasha Lopez, and her team of volunteers for building this celebration from the ground up. Her vision, organization, and countless hours of work brought this event to life, and our community is grateful. Thank you as well to most of our Township Council, Police, and Fire Department members for sharing their grilling expertise. The Township Volunteer Ambulance Corps members for serving beverages. VFW Post 6192 Commander Tom Sears and the Veterans Guitar Group. Your willingness to step up wherever needed is one of the many reasons Washington Township is such an exceptional community. I'd also like to recognize our Scouts, Township of Washington Public Library, Township of Washington Green Team, VFW, and police for providing fantastic giveaways and activities throughout the evening. Your enthusiasm and community spirit help make the event enjoyable for families of all ages. And a sincere thank you to our generous sponsors, Taylor Rental Center, Party Time Rentals, Montana Construction, Fresh Grocer of Pascack Road, and Big Frog for your support in helping make this celebration possible. Thank you for WCTV for covering the event. Please check their cable and YouTube channels to relive the memories or catch what you may have missed. If you see someone who volunteered their time or sponsored the event, please take a moment to thank them and patronize their business. Lastly, thanks to everyone who took time to celebrate our nation's 250th birthday by attending the event. Your attendance and enthusiasm make what we all do worth the effort. It was a memorable evening and another great example of what we can accomplish when our community comes together. The 3 police promotions that took place were needed by the retirement of Lieutenant Roy Shearer. I want to thank him for over his 30 years of service to the residents of the township. I wish him and his family well as he embarks on wherever life takes him from here. It was a pleasure to attend the high school graduation ceremony. I'd like to give a special thank you to the graduates who are entering the military. Thank you for your willingness to serve our country. We wish you all the best and appreciate your commitment. A sincere thank you as well to the members of our Township of Washington Volunteer Ambulance and Township of Washington Fire Department for taking part in the ceremony. Your continued dedication to serving our town never goes unnoticed. I enjoyed welcoming participants to the first day of our summer rec program. I also want to thank Chris Pinto for his years of service to the program. Chris's assistant, Joe Ortiz, has now taken charge of the program. He worked side by side with Chris for many years and already knows most of the campers, their families, and the staff of the program. Recreation news. The 2026 Introduction to Cheer program registration ended on June 1st. We have 60 registrants this season. There will be a meeting scheduled soon for the volunteers of the program. As always, if you are interested in volunteering to coach, please contact Dan Scudieri. A background check for all volunteers 18 years of age and older is required. The 2026 Fun with Art program fall season information and registration details will be posted on the Township of Washington website soon. The 2026 Township Summer Camp program started on Tuesday, July 7th, and it will end on Friday, August 14th. Police Department news. The department participated in the Chief for a Day program with Chief Roman Matra. They also performed 2 escorts to schools, one to Washington School and one to Jesse F. George School. Lieutenant Parcells and 3 other officers attended the MAD Awards to recognize their DWI enforcement. Officers completed their second quarter defensive tactics training. Junior Police Academy began on June 29th, and it was its usual success. As mentioned previously, Lieutenant Roy Shearer retired after 33 years of service. Fire Department news. June was a busy month with the department responding to a lot of fire alarms, CO alarms, and gas emergencies. One gas emergency was a propane tank that was on fire. The department responded via mutual aid to Hillsdale as the fast team for a working fire. They responded to the Parkway for a vehicle smoking. They were dispatched to Paramus for coverage during a working house fire. On the 25th at 1 a.m., they were dispatched for a haze of smoke and odor of burning. After a few minutes of searching, one of the police officers found an unattended fire pit smoldering in the backyard of a nearby residence. Residents should make sure their fire pits are extinguished prior to leaving them. In July, the department will be celebrating 50 years of active service for ex-Chief Jimmy Zacconi. DPW news. In addition to their usual duties to keep our town facilities in great condition, they installed new plantings at parks, fields, and municipal properties. They are seeding fields on a weekly basis. The department cleaned up after multiple thunder and windstorms, and they also power washed the front of the municipal building. Public affairs. The following was submitted before the 250th event took place. Public Affairs has successfully completed all the planning and logistical preparations for the Township's 250th anniversary celebration. After months of coordination with Township departments, vendors, sponsors, and volunteers, and community partners, we are excitedly awaiting this Saturday's event. A tremendous amount of time and effort has gone into organizing this celebration, and we are hopeful that all our planning results in a successful and memorable day for our residents. After that, Public Affairs will shift its focus to planning and coordinating the Township's annual Town Day event. Preparations are already underway to ensure another successful community event this fall. Zoning Office. There were a total of 47 zoning applications reviewed for the month of June. Library. Wow, did they kick off summer reading with a boom this year? Over 175 children attended their summer reading kickoff celebration, and they can't wait to see how much reading they get done. June also saw a great variety of program offerings, including family story time, a jazz concert, senior and floor yoga classes, Mahjong social groups, art classes, travel presentations, and so much more. Their summer newsletter has expanded to facilitate all the special summer events. Please check their website or give them a call with any questions. Municipal Alliance. Summer is here, and our emergency responders are ready to help with the 4th annual Safety Township program. The program is for children 5 to 6 years old and educates about fire safety, emergency situations, and how to respond, as well as personal safety skills. This year, the class will be held on Saturday, July 25th at the Fire EMS station, giving attendees a special look inside the tools and needs of our emergency crews. Registration is filling up, so sign up soon. Sign-up information is available on the library and the police department Facebook pages. Municipal Court, 177 total traffic tickets were issued in May, with 159 from the Township of Washington Police Department and 18 from the State Police. The court collected $3,272.56 in revenue to the township. In closing, I want to wish all the residents a safe and enjoyable summer. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
My pleasure.
Report of the council, Ms. Velez.
Yes, thank you. Mine is very short. The mayor's is quite extensive. So I attended the graduation with the mayor, and that was lovely. It's always great to see the kids that are that joined the armed services. So thank you for your service. I also attended the JPA graduation with the mayor, and I think this was one of their biggest classes in quite some time. My daughter was an instructor for the first year, so I know she enjoyed it as well. So thank you to all the coordination that happens with that. And then the last thing I'll report on is the 250th. I mean, I can't say anything more positive. The band, the food, spending time with the council. That was nice. We don't get that opportunity
No,
to
it
do
was a
that.
very nice time. Thank you.
So it was nice to work with you gentlemen in a fun and engaging community event. The bounce house, the kids with their cotton candy, fire, police, ambulance, all the different organizations.
It was wonderful.
It was just really spectacular. And then to end it with the drone show, I've never seen one live, so that was really, really impressive. So thank you to Sasha Lopez and the team for coordinating that. I mean, that's the first time in township history. So we made a little bit of history ourselves on the Saturday,
Wonderful
the
event.
250th. So again, thank you to everybody that participated. I've come across a few residents who have also been very happy with the way the day worked out.
Yep.
So that's my report. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Sears?
Thank you, Councilor. I will reiterate everything that Ms. Velez said. It was an outstanding event, and I worked very hard on that grill. I want to thank both of you guys. You know,
Even though
I was right there behind
He
you.
finally gave me his apron after I was burning, but
I don't know how many burgers I handed
I
out.
don't know.
it was a lot, because I cooked a lot of
But there was a lot of smoke.
Yes.
Yeah, so going
You're used to it, you're fireman.
Yeah.
What are you worried about?
that's why I wanted you guys to get that
Thank you.
experience,
Appreciate
with that grease burning. Going on to the green team. July the 25th, we will be up at Lincoln Park at 9:30 for our annual cleanup up there. Anybody would like to assist us?
What date? I'm sorry.
That's July the 25th at 9:30 a.m. The Montclair students that are working on my canopy and health issues throughout the community, we have spent a couple of days going through the town. The students did over 150 surveys. I want to thank the shopping center management, Bethany Community Center, and the library that hosted the 5 students. They did a survey, 18 questions on environmental and how the canopy will affect us if we don't get our canopy back up to speed. They will do a final presentation August the 3rd here at 11 a.m. at the council meeting. So, gentlemen, if you're around, I would appreciate it if you were attend. They can't come at night. They have certain restrictions by the school.
What's the date?
Yeah. So it'll be August the 3rd at 11 a.m. at the council. You were at the last one,
Yeah.
so. And they will give us their presentation. We have 5 graduate students and 2 professors that are working on this with me. And they actually showed up Saturday, and they did over 50 surveys on the field. So, yeah, it worked out very well, and I can't wait to see their findings and what they'll present to us. So, again, it'll be August the 3rd here at the council meeting at 11 a.m. Our public service gas and electric energy project that's going on, we've already had over 200 citizens sign up for the energy reduction project. And we used some of the public service gas and electric grant money to hand out giveaways to promote. So we used a lot Saturday, and there really was a lot of people there. It was amazing. I would like to thank the VFW Veterans Group, the 7 members that showed up to play that day. It was really interesting. We played 5 or 6 songs, and they all felt very positive, and that's the goal of the guitar program, is to have these veterans feel positive. We had some singers, we had some strummers, we had some pickers, and we had just somebody that just laid his hand on the guitar. And I won't tell you who that was, but, I would just want to say that I'm not a singer. So, anyway. Yeah, I know. And I will conclude my report with outstanding day Saturday. Thank you.
Yes.
Can I ask a question of Mr.
Yes.
Sears? Mr. Sears, the canopy assessment, do you know, are they doing any work to assess the the physical canopy, are they evaluating the physical canopy? And
Yeah,
would specifically the trees that run along power lines and the way they're trimmed? I mean, is there anything they can address with that?
we tried to address that with the state, and the state told us that the Public Service Gas and Electric has the authority to do what they have to do.
The
with the tree.
BPU gives them
Yeah.
authority.
Not only that, but we have lodged a couple of complaints. They are unbalanced in the trees. The trees are not balanced. And if you notice some of the past windstorms, those are the trees that are toppling, over. So I try and take pictures of them.
Sure.
And I send them down to Rutgers, the group down there that they force with the state. I do use what they call is iTree and iMap. That's the latest overview on where our canopy and heat. We've actually lost 59.3% of our tree canopy in the township. We actually raised the surface area of heat 25% in 5 years. That's not healthy. That's not good for us. So the goal with my group, hopefully, is we can persuade people to put more trees up. There's a list of 50 trees. They only go 20 feet, 25 feet, and they stay below that power line with less trimming. So hopefully, that'll be the project going forward.
Thank you very much.
Any other questions? Mr. Casio?
Yeah, my report will be real brief because everything's sort of been covered. But again, as the mayor said, B. Napier, she was a fixture in this community for many, many years. And she did a lot more than just being on the ambulance corps. She did almost everything in town. She was involved with things. And she will surely be missed by me and many others. And then commenting on the 250 celebration that we had in town. It was a really fantastic program. I think everyone enjoyed it. And just to comment that I think all the towns are doing a nice job celebrating our nation's history, the birthday, and I see a lot of national pride lately, which I haven't seen in a long time. So it's nice to see that. And on a sad note, I'm sorry the American soccer team won, but we always can't be winners.
But we were there.
We were there.
We were
We were
there.
getting close, but we were there. And that concludes my report.
Thank you. Mr. Ullman?
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. DeSena. So I don't have so much of an event update. What I'd like to talk about is what I view as a restriction that the administration is trying to put on me. I don't know if it extends to other members of the council. I'd like to read an email dated July 8th from Mayor Calamari, Councilman Ullman. A little before and during my recent absence, you sent me the attached emails. In my opinion, they go beyond the council's areas of responsibility. They are administrative matters we have well under control. I ask you respect our areas of responsibility. The administrator and I will not be answering these emails, nor any future ones I feel go outside the council's responsibilities. I also checked with our attorney, and she also agrees they go outside the council's responsibilities. I recognize this is a two-way street. I expect you to notify me if you feel the administration or I are interfering with your role. I appreciate your anticipated cooperation. Signed, Mayor Calamari. So, I guess I view our role as we have a legislative role. I think we also have a role that, involves ensuring or looking to ensure or asking questions that, the best interests of our residents are being looked after. We just had a presentation from the chief where a free dialogue of questions were asked and answered. No restrictions placed on it, yet there are situations where restrictions are being placed on it. So I had asked a question about the beer garden. There was a announcement in early May or mid-May about the 250th anniversary and the inclusion of a beer garden. So I asked, I noted the announcement. It looks to be a memorable evening, trying to be positive. I did have some questions on the beer garden and the township's liability. Is serving alcohol and the associated liability covered by our municipal insurance? Does the township need to purchase an additional rider, and at what cost? Who will be responsible for the beer garden and specifically establishing procedures, rules for service? Who will be serving? Are they trained and certified? Is outside alcohol allowed? So, I don't know if those are particularly egregious questions. I think I would like to understand as a council member if there is a potential liability, what that potentially could be or what that might be. I don't think these are tough questions. I think they're probably questions, as the mayor pointed out, should have been probably asked and may have been answered. But I didn't receive a response to that. I had asked about June 3rd, 2026, AFG and SAFER programs. Peter, good afternoon. Can you advise if Mr. Benuno has reviewed the AFG and SAFER programs for applicability to the township? If they are applicable, can you confirm if an application has been submitted? So again, it's free money. It's grants that we can have available to us. I do recall at one point we had limitations on certain grants we could apply for because we didn't maintain a data set to apply for grants. So just asking, are we applying? It came, I believe, a email was received, a forward from either Ms. Wachowski or from Gottheimer's office about that. So, should we do that? Then, as you know, since the budget completed last year, the administration has wanted to attempt to open a dialogue about the potential expenses. So there's no surprises. So there's a little transparency. So there's discussion. So on June 5th, I sent an email, 2027 budget considerations, lightning detection. And this was after the recent outage. Peter, I believe the township invested in upgrades in 2024 or 25. My recollection was the updating of some sunsetting hardware, software prior to obsolescence. We recently experienced an outage communicated widely via social media and the website. I believe the residents would benefit from an automated monitoring and alert and notifications, a text and app. Can this be evaluated for 2027? Again, I don't see anything particularly confrontational or, about that, but so be it. And then the last item in this group was an update that we received from Mr. DiCarlo about the ALPR, the Musqueam, and the DPW building. And I had asked, because in the update it referred to staging on the old TD Bank, if we had a release or an agreement for staging on the property, and who was responsible for the restoration in the event of damage. And then the communication I felt should come from the town and not from Downs. Again, what is our potential liability? Just trying to understand as that being looked at and addressed. And those, I am told, are not the responsibility of the council, and they will not be reviewed or replied to. And, we always go back to, is it, it's New Jersey SA 4069A-371. So just to, you wouldn't mind? Thank you. Just to remind you, this is, if you wouldn't mind passing that down, this is to remind you that, we've been on a number of times been given the first paragraph and told that we should not be reaching out directly to members of employees of the township, that all communication must go through the mayor or his designee. And I think that since I got slapped on the hands a few times, I've tend to follow this instruction. However, I would point out the immediate next paragraph. Nothing in this section shall be construed to prohibit the council's inquiry into any act or problem of the administration of the municipality. Any council member may at any time require a report on any aspect of the government of the municipality by making a written request to the mayor. So, Ms. Bailey, I know you opined that I'm not allowed to ask questions, and if I do, the administration doesn't have to answer. I would like to understand how that applies, because it seems pretty clear to me that we are allowed to ask questions, and it's fairly broad in its scope. Should not be construed to prohibit the council's inquiry into any act or problem of the administration of the municipality. That is saying you can ask. So perhaps, I don't know if you need to provide guidance to the administration, but I would ask that that be done, that these inquiries are justified and they're allowed by law.
Well,
Go ahead, Ms.
okay.
As long as
So-
Mr. Holman's done. I don't know if Mr. Holman.
No, I have a few more, but.
Can Ms. Bailey respond to this? or
Certainly.
Would you like her to wait?
Certainly.
Do you want me to wait for?
No.
Okay, so just you're correct. I got asked the question, and when we're talking about the Faulkner form of government, just as a broad overview, the administration and the mayor has exclusive control over administrative functions. The council has legislative, budgetary, a variety of functions, including investigations into removal of officers, commenting on, the improper, in their view, removal of officers by the administration or employees. They can ask, they have the right to opine on that. And they also have, they approve contracts. So the right of inquiry is pretty broad, and the right to ask questions is pretty broad. And you're absolutely right that the council has every right to ask questions of the administration, provided those questions relate to a legislative function. And I think if you read down a little further in your statute, that's where that comes from. It is the intent of the mayor and council form of government to confer on the council general legislative powers and such investigative powers as are germane to the exercise of legislative powers, but to retain for the mayor full control over the municipal administration and over the administration of municipal services. So, just let me finish. This is the basis of my opinion, so I just wanted you to get a full answer. So when we're talking about inquiries of council, there is a very, very broad array of legislative functions and council functions that you have absolute right to ask questions of the administration about. You also can ask about exclusive administrative, but when asked, whether or not something's going beyond the scope, you can certainly ask it, they can provide it, no questions, but when asked whether or not the administration has the right to keep within their control, you have to look at what the question's asking. Does it have anything to do with the legislative function? Now, we talked about the Downs construction. That was a publicly bid project. This council awarded that contract. It approved the bid spec. It had every opportunity to review and ask questions about what insurance is provided. That contract has extensive provisions providing that Downs Services is fully responsible, tree services, fully responsible for every aspect of the work. The Downs Tree Services indemnifies, defends, and saves this township harmless from any and all liability. It provides insurance certificates to cover the township, surety bond, maintenance bond, all of that. The council sees that. Now, when we're talking about, and then the council passes it and approves that contract and that award. When it goes to implementation, that is an administrative function, and that certainly the administration can answer any question that you bring to it. But if it has the right, if it finds hindered to say that's implementation, that's administration.
But if we're given if we're giving extra information, so it was after it was awarded, after everything, we received an email that we were staging there, that an agreement had been reached. So this is after the implementation. This is after the contract. So this, I assume, is a additional aspect of the project. So why can't one ask a question about that if the project or the scope is expanding?
You can ask the question.
Okay, and I did.
I'm merely commenting on what the proper, what the scope of legislative inquiry is. And certainly the administration can offer information for the purpose of comedy and for purpose of, goodwill and keeping the council informed. It has that prerogative to do that and go beyond the scope of what it needs to go beyond. But when asked the question, what are the appropriate areas of legislative inquiry? And sometimes there's two parts to it. Like, I think there was another email. I have to say that part of it was an appropriate legislative inquiry and part of it was administrative. So it's fact sensitive too. So certainly the administration can volunteer purely administrative function. Certainly the administration has the prerogative to answer questions that relate purely to administrative operations. But if we're going to look at the statute, it clearly says to me that the right of inquiry has to relate to a legitimate legislative purpose and function. And we know what the legislative function, what they are,
So
that's my opinion.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I would disagree.
Okay.
I also sent, I didn't know through our budget process that a donation was received from the estate of ex-Mayor Sopowitz, $57,000. And so I had asked if there was documentation around it. Is there more coming? Is it something we should
I thought that
plan?
email said you wanted any and all documentation related to the donation of the estate of Sopowitz. Am I correct?
Yes.
So I guess my question there is, I believe Mr. Carlo provides quarterly reports, and that's how you know that those have been received.
Correct.
So are you asking for, because as director of law, I monitor that action where certain beneficiaries brought an action to have the holographic will admitted to probate. Administrative CTA was appointed. There was an extensive accounting done. Now, if I saw something in there that required the township to become a party to that litigation versus just a beneficiary, I certainly would have the council would have needed to approve that entry into that litigation, but we're not part of that litigation. I do that as part of
But as
my service to you
Sure.
and
But-
and to the mayor and to the administration. That's what I do. And
But as part
you
of
want
our,
any and all, I didn't know what you wanted there. Any,
As
you
part
want
of our-
pleadings and,
like, should we know, or is there more coming? Like, is that it? Do you know?
yes,
we
that
know.
that has been a final distribution,
I mean,
yes.
so that was really it. And, it went into
I thought
trust
the email
account.
was any and all documents, so
It went
I'd
in-
be happy to tell you what the status of that litigation
went
is.
into trust, should it come into income? I mean, was there?
No, you're required, the municipality is required to follow the directions, and if it's earmarked and the request is made for the police department, it must be used for that purpose. And it
Sure.
must be put into trust for that purpose.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I would hope that the document spoke to that, and I assume it did, but, I don't understand why that isn't available to us. If I had put an Oprah request in, I could get it. So, I mean, maybe I'll just do that. Then there was a email we received regarding the town hall boiler. And I think we're going to discuss it later, but, going back to the 2026 budget and prospectively, my question to the mayor was, details on how the suggested contingency fund would be implemented in the budget. Is it going to be a percentage basis? Is it going to be a fixed dollar amount? How are we implementing this? And I don't understand why that can't be answered. I mean,
I
it's on
think-
the agenda this evening, but, at the time, it was, I received a response that it should be discussed in public session. I don't know, and we certainly can, but I don't understand why a dialogue can't exist outside of public session. The question was asked. They want increased engagement in the budgeting process. And I think part of that is, having that dialogue. And if we have to wait for the council meeting for all the dialogue to occur, then, we'll do that. But, I don't understand why we can't have a dialogue outside of that. And the last thing is, on January 21st, I inquired about meeting minutes with a specific question directed about, or an example, a specific example about the elevator. Because in the 2 sets of minutes that we had received to date, the elevator was discussed. And the specifications have not been agreed. Not sure where in the build it is necessary to have the elevator supplies on site, but would not want to see a delay if this has to be sourced overseas or if we get in line too late with the manufacturer. So that's back in January. I had raised a question about the elevator. And in the latest set of minutes, we're still talking about the elevator. It's still being addressed. There is discussions about the process to make payment, the process to make deposits. And at the end of the day, one of the comments is the estimated lead time will be 16 to 18 weeks once the process starts. And the process can't start until, I'm assuming, payment 5 is approved, which was approved earlier tonight. Those checks need to be cut. So, we're 4 to 4.5 months out from today, which, is going to really impact the timing of the completion of the building, I believe. And So when we're told that, it's administrative, that things are under control, that, these are issues that are not part of the council, I think, inquiries by the council raise legitimate concerns. I mean, it was raised back in January, and we're here in mid-July, and we have a potential issue with the elevator. So I think it just, to me, it just shows that there is legitimate need or legitimate reasons behind these questions and the potential need that they get asked. And the last thing is, separate from that, is there is a request of my part for a closed-door session about potential litigation for the planning board. And I just wanted to discuss it up front in terms of the audience. I would like to make the request that both the mayor and the administrator be excused from the closed session for that discussion. And the reason I do ask that is when I was denied the ability to vote, Chairman Savino indicated that a senior representative of the town had advised him that, or brought it to his attention that I shouldn't be voting. And if it was Mayor Calamari or Administrator DiCarlo, and we choose to move forward, I think him or either of them having insight into our thought process, could be detrimental. So I'd like to ask if that could be done.
Can I interject real quick, if you don't mind? I have a question. If I'm potentially going to be discussed in this closed session, am I required to be rights noticed?
Yes, you would be. Yeah.
Okay. Second, Mr. Ullman, did you ask me any recent questions regarding the purchase and ordering of the elevator that I didn't answer?
I haven't asked a question.
Thank you, Mr. Ullman. And when you did ask me in January, did I provide a response to you?
You did.
Okay. And am I the administrator here in charge of the projects?
Yes, you are.
Okay. So if things aren't, done to your satisfaction, does that mean they're not done?
No,
Okay.
not at all.
So you just told the public that there is a potential problem with the elevator. Can you identify what that problem is?
That it'll take 14 to 16 weeks? Hold on.
Okay, and why is that a problem? So you're reading that from meeting minutes 14, which was last Tuesday.
Yes.
So as my job as the administrator, I assured that we are on target with the elevator, and I can assure you that we're not going to need the elevator prior to those weeks in there. So during that meeting, I'm the one who initiated the conversation. Mayor Calamari was part of that, to assure that we are going to have the elevator. And to order the elevator, we have to put a deposit. So we had to put the deposit through this evening's bill list. So it just is eminent that it seems like you'd like to be the administrator of the township rather than a councilman.
No, I would have asked those questions directly of you, Mr.
Okay, sir, but
DiCarlo,
that's my
but I
job.
was told not to.
That's my job.
Oh, all right. Now you're getting into my business.
All right, let's finish. Are you finished, Mr. Alman?
Yes.
Second, sir. What is going to be the answer as far as discussing Administrator DiCarlo during the closed session?
No, so I'd like to be clear that I don't plan to discuss Administrator DiCarlo or Mayor Calamari and their involvement. The discussion is the decision of the chairman to deny my ability to vote. It has nothing to do with where he got that information, but he did volunteer that it was a senior a senior representative of the township, and when I asked who it was, he refused to divulge who it was.
I think, yeah, I think so.
Mike, we're gonna have to wait till we go into close to discuss this because it's part of the close.
Okay.
Council President, I do have a request. The fire chief's been here almost 2 hours.
I know. That's
Could
why-
we move him up?
Yes.
Well,
Thank you.
I would just like to, I'll be brief. I will not take the council and the residents' time, but I will be brief, but I do want to respond now. May I, Mike?
Go ahead.
Thank you. Mr. Ullman said just now, he was cut off from communicating with the administrator. Nothing could be further from the truth. He constantly communicates with the administrator via email, and he copies the council president and the clerk. I asked him to please include me on his communications, just like he does them. He got back to me saying, I don't have the email right in front of me. I don't believe that is necessary. I responded, perhaps you misunderstood when I said please. I expect you to include me just like you include them as a courtesy. Since then, to my knowledge, he has not included the administrator on one email. He sends them now directly to me, still copying the council president and the clerk, but does not include the administrator. Now, the administrator has a lot on his plate to get in his time allotted. And he has been the most transparent with this with any council in recent memory of administrators. I feel that now he is being penalized for giving out so much information with the level of follow-up questions that come via this information. It is not meant for constant supervision or questioning of the administration. You know, the information is put out just to keep everyone advised as to what's going on.
Mr. DiPaolo does a very good job of that.
He does, and I feel he's being penalized.
Only being taught not to do it, and I'll say it out loud.
Well, and so that's where this all came from. And the timing was perhaps bad because I had to take care of a family situation during June where these emails kept coming to me. And I'll go into each individual one in conference because they're listed on here, because I did respond to some of them. But again, I feel that, you know, we're being penalized for putting out too much information, because without that information, there would be no follow-ups.
Well, we need the information so the public is aware.
We all agree on that, I think. But again, I can't have, like the one on the beer garden, Mr. Ullman, I wasn't, you know, I don't know if you read every one of your questions when you started. There's about 15 questions in there. You know, I can't have the administrator taking hours to respond in writing to 15 questions that does not have to do with legislation or budget. You know, I just can't. Otherwise, he won't get his job done where I need things done and the town needs things done. And so I think the requests are a little voluminous and go above and beyond what the council has oversight on with the administration. And so, you know, that ends my statement on this whole topic.
Council President, please, one more time. Because transparency is due to the community, I think it is time to be more transparent with Mr. Ullman. I have made it known to Mr. Ullman several times, with the last being in private, regarding him misrepresenting and inaccurately conveying the job I do for this township. And he's done it yet again this evening, because he didn't read those emails to you exactly how he wrote them. Some he did, some he chose not to. I've gotten silly emails as to why I CC'd certain employees as opposed to putting them in the two instead of CC. And does that mean that these individuals are on personal improvement plans and anything we should know to going into budget season? They're ridiculous. And if you're going to say something on my performance, then get it accurate, because I'm good at this job. And I'm tired of him misrepresenting. So now, if we're going to be transparent, I'm going to tell the community that this is now yet another complaint that I have with Mr. Ullman. And I've asked it to stop. And you know what he does? He doubles down. And I'm tired of it. It's been brought to the attention of the township attorney, and now it's being brought to the attention of the public. Thank you.
Thank you. So I will complete my report very quickly. I want to thank Sergeant Cangelosi and the entire staff for a wonderful junior police academy. I think, like Ms. Willett said, it was one of the largest classes. They did a wonderful job. My son Dominic attended and loved every day of it. Very great job by all the departments that put it on. I want to thank our boys and girls in Washington Township baseball and softball. The girls captured the 12U district title. They made it to the sectional titles in Parsippany, however, fell short on the 110-degree day of heat that one day. They played at 11 o'clock the next morning because the other team actually wanted to play in the crazy 112 real field. But we got the game moved to the next morning. Unfortunately, they fell short, but they are the district champs. And I want to congratulate all the other levels that made it to the semifinals. Unfortunately, we didn't make it to the finals, but our 8U boys made it, were the runner-up in the 8U tournament. Very proud of all the boys and girls. The 250th celebration was phenomenal. I want to thank every department in the township. I want to thank Ms. Lopez and all her volunteers and everyone on this dais who slung hot dogs and hamburgers and served them. It was a wonderful day. I can't believe I missed the drone show, but I saw the lights. I've seen the Disney drone shows a bunch of times, but this was a great one. I saw the highlights of it. It was my wife's birthday today, so I'm missing her actual birthday. I had to take her out Saturday. That's why we missed the drone show. Too much, but happy birthday, Stacy.
Happy birthday.
But everything was wonderful at the 250 celebration. All the sponsors that made it happen, the council and the administration for funding it, whatever we needed to. It was a wonderful night. I think it couldn't be, I've had nothing but compliments every time I see somebody. So thank you, everybody, for a wonderful job again. That concludes my report. We'll open the meeting up to the public. Motion to open the public meeting. Do I have a motion?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Seeing no one, motion to close the public comment period.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Let's get to the police. Let's get to the fire chief. We'll suspend the rules. Where is he on the agenda?
He's in conference.
Oh, he's in conference. I'd like to make a motion to suspend the agenda to go into conference for the fire chief.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Chief, you're up. We have the chief here to discuss the
Parking lot.
the parking. Yeah, the fire department parking lot proposed amendments. Thank you, chief.
How's everyone doing tonight?
Good.
All right. Yeah, so really what it comes down to is that if you look at the parking lot ordinance, you know, it basically says that there's no parking in the firehouse lot unless you have a permit. The only permit that's available is a commuter lot permit. So I'm just proposing an amendment to that there's no parking in FD marked spaces unless said member is a said member of the fire department. And then the penalty would be the exact same as if it was for someone to park there without a commuter parking lot.
Is that something you could review, Ms. Bailey,
Yeah,
and make the corrections, or you have already?
Question on one of the proposed amendments. Is it the intention, let me understand what you're saying. Is it the intention that just members of the fire department park in certain of the designated spots, but that, you know, if they have a family member or they have two permits for two vehicles, then in non-designated fires?
So if the member has, I'm going to use myself for an example. I have 3 vehicles. You know, either one of those vehicles, I'm still a member of the department. It can, you know, I can park there. You know, I mean, we park there for calls. And
Is this a problem, chief? Are we having a problem with people parking in their spots?
I've had numerous calls where like just random people that live on Washington Ave, they're having company over and they just, you know, I'll just park in the lot, you know, and there's.
Do we need to put signage up, maybe?
I bought signage and I put signage up, but I would like an ordinance to back up that, because if the cops were to issue a violation, there's no ordinance that states that you can't park in the firehouse lot unless you have a permit. So if that person has a commuter lot permit, they can pretty much park anywhere in that lot because that's what the ordinance says.
All right, we can address that.
Signage in the lot that says for communities for parking, C label signs. I'm not saying you don't deserve any of this, but
Agreed.
I want them to know that there is signage there.
I mean, there's also signage, at the intersections that say no turn on red and people still do it. So it's, signage doesn't really do anything.
All right, well,
It's really, so
Peter, is it
our
okay
police has
for
been diligent
Siobhan
with
to look at this and
warnings.
amend the ordinance?
Yeah, and I tend to agree because, not to interrupt you, Frank, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
no problem.
I think the ordinance probably says like commuters shouldn't park there. As you just said, residents using it for overflow. So it does need probably some tightening up.
Okay.
It's really,
We'll have it at,
I should-
I sense it all to you. I mean, this is how.
we'll have it at the next meeting, Chief. Siobhan's gonna have it ready for the next meeting to make the,
Can we also clarify no commercial vehicles outside of the normal? Because during the day, all of a sudden, there's landscapers that are working on people's houses across the street and they're parking in the lot. So, those trailers,
Yeah,
if we got a fire call, those trailers block some of the parking pulling into the lot for us.
so we gotta include no commercial vehicles. Or any vehicle that is not a fire department vehicle or a tagged vehicle of a commuter lot, right? That's really what it belongs, right? Only people allowed to park there, so this way the police have more enforcement powers, is a fire department vehicle or a commuter lot tagged vehicle, right?
But they have to park in the commuter lot.
Yeah, that's what, yeah.
That is the fire department.
The amendment I put in there, it literally just said that, parking in FD marked spots unless a member of the fire department. It was just adding to the already ordinances
All
there.
right, well, you'll take care of that, right, man? All right, we'll have it at the next meeting, Chief.
All right, thank you.
Can we get the chief a copy of it before, can we include the chief, Mr. Mayor, on
I don't see
the?
why. Yep.
We'll get you a copy of it before we have it for the next meeting, as soon as Ms. Bailey has it.
Appreciate it.
Question, do you want this to go onto the conference agenda? Do you look at it and if there is anything else, or do you want it to just go straight to introduction?
Put it
Ms.
into,
Bailey has it.
if Ms. Bailey's okay with it and the chief's okay, we'll just put it into introduction and we'll read it. We'll read it, and if anybody has any questions, please get them to Ms. Bailey before, so she can address them, so we can introduce it at the next meeting. Is everybody okay with that?
Yep.
And I'm sorry, Frank, one other question, because I'm thinking quickly here. The fire department has events, where it's not just commuters and it's not just fire department members. I don't know if the ordinance can carve something out for fire department events also.
Well, I think somebody's got to call, right?
That's the thing is, I don't think that would be really an issue. Like, for instance, July 25th, we're going to have Safety Town at the firehouse.
Right.
There's going to be residents parking there. I'm sure someone's going to end up parking in the FD lot, but we're going to be there. This is more so of that.
When
I get a
nobody's
phone
there.
call from a member saying, there's a bunch of cars in the FD lot. You have no idea whose they are. I call the police. They come, they run the tags. Oh, they belong to the resident down the street. And they don't have enforcement because per the ordinance, it just says, you can't park in the commuter lot without a permit, but it says nothing about the fire department parking spots.
So we have signs there, Mr. DiCarlo, you said?
Yes, like I said, I'm not saying the chief doesn't deserve to have the ordinance, but I just want people to know there are signs.
There are signs there, okay.
That we're hoping people are
Reading.
And then what we do is when we give them commuter permits, which is a handful right now, we always tell them you can only park in the C spots that have the C in them.
Like I said, it's not the commuters that are the problem, it's everybody else.
Okay, all right.
And I actually purchased with my budget, I bought signs and posted them up that say no parking in FD marked spots unless a member of the fire department.
Okay.
So they are, it is posted, but I just would like.
Well, hopefully this will give you the ability.
So that it gives the police the ability to write if they have to, and it follows suit with the spot.
No problem. Thank you, Chief.
Thank you.
Sorry to make you wait so long.
No problem at all. I enjoyed it.
Ordinance adoption, second reading. Ordinance number 26-12. An ordinance amending chapter 433, Article 4, entitled Street Openings and Excavations of the Ordinances of the Township of Washington. Resolution number 26-291, authorizing second reading and opening a public hearing for ordinance 26-12. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
I'll second it. Roll call?
Councilman Gassion.
Yes.
Councilman Sears.
Yes.
Councilman Ullman.
Yes.
Councilwoman Velez.
Yes.
Council President DeSantis.
Yes. Would anybody in the audience like to come up and address this? Seeing no one, motion to close the public hearing for ordinance 26-12.
Second.
Roll call?
Councilman Gassion.
Yes.
Councilman Sears.
Yes.
Councilman Ullman.
Yes.
Councilwoman Velez.
Yes.
Council President DeSantis.
Yes. Motion to adopt ordinance 26-12 at second reading by title.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Councilman Gassion.
Yes.
Councilman Sears.
Yes.
Councilman Ullman.
Yes.
Councilwoman Velez.
Yes.
Council President DeSantis.
Yes. Ordinance number 26-13, an ordinance amending Chapter 580, Article 1, entitled Title Definitions of the Ordinances of the Township of Washington. Resolution number 26-292, authorizing second reading and opening a public hearing for ordinance 26-13. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Councilman Casio.
Yes.
Councilman Zia.
Yes.
Councilman Allman.
Yes.
Councilwoman Velez.
Yes.
Council President DeSena.
Yes. Would anybody in the audience like to come up and address resolution number 26-292 for ordinance 26-13? Seeing no one, motion to close the public hearing for ordinance 26-13.
Second.
Roll call?
Councilman Casio.
Yes.
Councilman Zia.
Yes.
Councilman Allman.
Yes.
Councilwoman Velez.
Yes.
Council President DeSena.
Yes. Motion to adopt ordinance 26-13 at second reading by title.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Councilman Casio.
Yes.
Councilman Zia.
Yes.
Councilman Allman.
Yes.
Councilwoman Velez.
Yes.
Council President DeSena.
Yes. Introduction, first reading, ordinance 26-14, an ordinance amending Chapter 223, Article 8 of the ordinances of the Township of Washington entitled Schedules. Motion to introduce and pass ordinance 26-14 at first reading by title.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Councilman Casio.
Yes.
Councilman Sears.
Yes.
Councilman Allman.
Yes.
Councilwoman Velez.
Yes.
Council President DeSena.
Yes. Resolution number 26-293, authorizing publication of ordinance number 26-14 and scheduling the public hearings.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Councilman Casio.
Yes.
Councilman Sears.
Yes.
Councilman Allman.
Yes.
Councilwoman Velez.
Yes.
Council President DeSena.
Yes. Resolutions number 26-294, authorize cancellation 2026 current fund grant revenue and appropriations in the amount not to exceed $2,898.01. Resolution number 26-295, authorize refund of engineering escrow and cash performance guarantees for block 3106.1, lot 17 in the amount not to exceed $905. Resolution number 26-296, authorize refund the road opening permit for 311 Walnut Street in the amount of $222.50. Resolution number 26-297, authorize settlement of tax appeal filed by Verizon for block 5100, lot 6.01 in the amount not to exceed per stipulation of settlement. Resolution number 26-298, authorize admission of Chapter 159 budget amendments for recreational opportunities for individuals with disabilities grant 2026 ROID. Resolution number 26-299, authorize approval and execution of 2026 shared service agreement with the County of Bergen for the provision of limited tree removal services for a period of 5 years expiring July 12, 2031. Resolution number 26-300, authorize the purchase of a new police patrol vehicle from Pellegrino Chevrolet in the amount of not to exceed $58,672.32. Do I have a motion?
Sir, I'm
Oh,
sorry.
I'm sorry, would anybody like anything removed at this time?
Go ahead.
26,300 on a question.
Okay, anything else?
And 297 and 299, just an explanation.
Sure.
What those exactly are.
Anything else?
Sir, can you, I wanted to just update the council before you vote on 298, so you totally know what you're voting on.
Go ahead, Mr. DePaul.
So the Chapter 159 is obviously because we didn't include the grant award in the budget because we didn't know we were going to be awarded it. So the grant is for $15,000, and that's what the resolution is tonight. But I wanted council to know there's a $3,000 match that's obviously not in the budget either. However, speaking with Ms. Rifkin, who's the library director that's going to administer this grant, the recreational opportunities for individuals with disabilities. She did it last year. She intends on doing it again this August. We had to try and find a $3,000 for the match. She is in agreement to use $3,000 from the $11,000 that the council approved during budget time in the line for Municipal Alliance. So the line is totally funded by the township for $11,000. She feels dedicating the $3,000 out of there will not hinder her in anything she wants to do for Municipal Alliance. So I just wanted to make sure that the council knew that, because you approved 11 in that budget line, but we want to use 3 of it for the match for that grant.
Thank you, Ms. Rifkin, for volunteering that one.
Yes. So hopefully that's okay with the council, and that way you're fully informed.
Anybody have any objections to that? Seeing no one, Mark, it's okay.
Thank you, sir.
All right, motion to approve everyone except 297, 299, and 300.
So moved.
No, what did you say? Was it 297, 298, 300?
No, 297,
297,
299, and 300.
Sorry, what did you say, 298?
No, I did not.
I think you said, I'm not saying you did, that's so much. Okay.
We have a motion from Mr. Casio, second. I'll second it, roll call.
Councilman Casio.
Yes.
Councilman Sears.
Yes.
Councilman Oman.
Yes.
Councilwoman Velez.
Yes.
Council President DeSena.
Yes. Resolution number 297. Do I have a motion?
So
So moved. Second.
Discussion?
Mark, can you explain what that is exactly?
297?
Yeah,
I think
297.
I maybe a couple of months ago, I think we discussed
Yep.
that Verizon had tax appeals for the years 2023, 4, 5, and 3, 4, and 5. 26 has already been zeroed out by the assessor based upon the Supreme Court ruling about the ability to assess this type of activity. So the settlement would result in Verizon withdrawing its 23 and 24 tax appeals in exchange for refund in 2025. I believe they paid $20,000, and that was reported to council, and
Okay.
I was instructed to go ahead and settle.
Yeah, we
on
said
that
we were
basis.
gonna go.
Yeah.
I forgot about it, so that's why I need a little refresher. You know, we talk about a lot of things I don't remember every.
Roll call for 297?
Councilman Casio.
Yes.
Councilman Sears.
Yes.
Councilman Oman.
Yes.
Councilwoman Velez.
Yes.
Council President DeSena.
Yes. Resolution number 299. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
I'll second it. Discussion?
Can you refresh my memory what that is?
The county is going to perform tree trimming services on county roads in a shared service agreement.
I'm good with it.
Roll call.
Councilman
Councilman Casio.
Yes.
Councilman Casio.
Yes.
Councilman Sears.
Yes.
Councilman Oman.
Yes.
Councilwoman Velez.
Yes.
Council President DeSena.
Yes. Resolution number 26-300. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
I'll second it. Discussion?
Yes. Is this the car that we appropriated in the budget for them?
Yes, sir.
It is.
Yes.
And because it's a Chevy dealer, I'm assuming it's going to be a Tahoe that they want?
Yeah, it's in the PO, right?
Yeah, yes.
Oh, I'm
That's
sorry.
what I'm trying to find.
I figured because it was Pellegrino Chevrolet, I was hoping it wasn't going to be like a Durango coming from Pellegrino Chevrolet. Any other questions, Mr.
No,
Sears?
thank
Roll
you.
call?
Councilman Casio.
Yes.
Councilman Sears.
Yes.
Councilman Oman.
Yes.
Councilwoman Velez.
Yes.
Council President DeSena.
Yes. Motion to adjourn to conference agenda.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Next regular meeting of the Township Council will be on Monday, August 10th, 2026, beginning at 7 p.m. Sign up for Nixle. Text 07676 to 888-777. Key code TWP of Bergen. Okay, so on the conference agenda, the administrative part is completed. Chief Picard did it at the beginning of the meeting. Or no, we got
no, you didn't.
just 2026 road program.
Yeah, so forgive me because I do like to be more formal, more prepared, but I did not get a chance to put what I'm about to tell you on writing so you can look at it. I certainly can follow up with it. The 2026 road program, where we are right now is the Ridgewood Boulevard North is the DOT street. The DOT street obviously needs, more attention given to it, and the plans get sent down to the state. We can't do that until the videoing of the sanitary line and the storm drain line. Unfortunately, they just updated us today that they're not going to be able to come video it until like the last week of July. And then if council remembers, I updated you regarding, when the engineers were out there a few weeks ago, they located a gas line that goes through some of the storm drains along Ridgewood Boulevard North. So, of course, who knows how long it's been there since we found it out. We let you guys and girls know, and we also notified OEM, fire, and police. So people, God forbid.
So when is PSEG going to remove it?
So the engineers were working with PSE&G, who told them that it's going to be a priority. And then I worked with our liaison. They said that it's going to make a priority, but no one yet has told us when that is going to be. So that's contingent
So
to.
we may not be able to repave Ridgewood Boulevard North if we don't get that done soon.
I'm starting to get concerned about
Yeah.
all the roads, just how late it's getting. So the other thing about Ridgewood Boulevard now is, when we do those numbers, it's like late December, early January. And now that they're putting the plan together, council approved 500,000 with a good chunk of that being the DOT grant. I don't have the exact number yet, but it's anticipated that the cost may be a little bit more than 500,000. If you guys and girls can picture Ridgewood Boulevard North, and say you go up Manhattan, you make a left to start traveling south on Boulevard North. On the eastbound side, the Bakari side, the sidewalk just ends. It just ends. So with it being a DOT grant roadway to resurface, there's a lot more restrictions put on the ADA ramps and stuff. So Glenn Jr. is going to recommend that we continue the sidewalk from where it ends all the way to the corner. So someone isn't just, I shouldn't say someone, someone that needs the accessibility or has a disability in a wheelchair isn't just does the path for them does not end in the middle of the
Yeah, but we can
block.
make them, but can we make them cross the street? Say sidewalk ends and cross the street to the other side where there is a sidewalk?
Yeah,
That's an acceptable,
we didn't.
yeah, because Bakari, like the back of Pine Lake is never, they don't maintain it now.
Right.
So who's gonna go shovel that in the winter and it's gonna get destroyed and we're wasting our time and money there?
That could be true.
Is it a requirement or is it just a recommendation?
He thinks it would be the best. So I don't think it's a requirement because he did say it can end there. He didn't go as far as saying, go across
And
the
that would
street.
be an increase in the, for the town.
Well, it is. So I'm kind of giving you all the reasons why I think there's going to be an increase. So if we don't do that, that sure will save money as an
A lot
option.
of it, yeah.
We wanted to, Gardner Field parking lot is very small. So we figured to go in there and redo that while we're doing Ridgewood Boulevard North. So
But we got a grant for that to do that originally. That's a grant that we got for Gardner Parking Lot.
I didn't know that, but it's
That's
not.
brand new. There's not.
It's
we're
not
on the
that
property-
bad. It's
But
not
we're
that
on the
bad.
property lines there, Mark, because we did that like 4 years ago. We got a grant. We got a disability grant from the county to pave all that, put the curbs and all those. That did exist before 4 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah,
So-
Right, Peter? Is it 4 years or 5 years ago we did that?
It's in that time.
It's
right?
new, it's very new.
But we're right on the property lines because we had Azalino survey that and we were literally like,
You mean the pavement is?
yeah.
Yeah. So that was a question I wanted to bring to you. So if we don't have that interest, we can save there. I was there
Well, I mean,
today.
does he have any recommendation of what he could do to make it better? Because I don't think there's anything else you could do there.
I mean, the southbound side of that where the people actually park, there's no curb, but I don't think it's hurting anything because it's just a little bit of grass that maybe a wheel goes on.
Yeah.
The other side has a curb and we're dealing with, there's not really parking spots there.
And
So,
Macari's during the holidays, they park all the way up and down there.
Yeah.
All the way up.
so if we have no flavor for doing the parking lot and or the extending the sidewalk, I can, go back to him with that. And then so that's the update for that. The other roads, Montana is completing this week as far as the storm drains clean out and the cammering, as well as the sanitary lines. And they're also going to do Fillmore this week. I spoke with those homeowners today, got an email, we'll be able to communicate with them. They were very happy to hear that the town's going to do that for them. So ultimately, I'm concerned that the price may be a little bit more than we anticipated for the roadways, but I do have a plan for that. I don't know how much yet, but I do have a plan, and I hope to have it before what I want to do is close out and cancel some balances on capital lines we don't need anymore and reappropriate it to a new capital line, almost so there's extra money if we need to go to the roadways and sidewalks, and there's some additional sidewalks I want to tell you about, and then I'll tell you what these capital lines are. It's not a bond ordinance. It would be a reappropriation capital ordinance. Some of the accounts we funded with capital improvement funds, and then some are already funded account lines, and you'll understand when I give you the capital lines. So if you remember, council was good, gave us $120,000 to assist and supplement the $80,000 we got in grant to do ADA improvements at Clark and Memorial. So I know one of the things Mr. Ullman asked is if we can put the concrete sidewalk in a 360 degrees around the Memorial Field. A couple of weeks ago, we met there with the engineers and actually a representative from a playground company that is a co-op for the ADA equipment. Unfortunately, that back corner that was not originally planned to have a complete 360 sidewalk. If we put a sidewalk there, it would be in the area where the water collects, and it also would be in the field of play for the men's softball and actually the kids baseball too. We could put it farther back, but we'd be talking about a tremendous amount of money because we'd have to put retaining walls in there. So it doesn't seem very feasible. And there's the electrical conduits that are kind of there in that same place too.
Scoreboards there too.
Is it?
Yeah.
Kinda.
Yeah,
So
in
it's like that
vicinity.
that rear corner there. So we wouldn't be able to do the 360, but our other plans would work. But when we want to put all the ADA equipment at Clark because there's way more property there, and the ADA improvements we want to do at Memorial really focus on the walkway, the concrete pads for the all-inclusive bleachers. At Clark, for it to be properly done, there's an ADA parking spot in the parking lot, but the grade going down to the playground is a little too steep. So what we want to do, and again, we want to bring a kind of conceptual to the council before we make any decisions, just so everybody can see everything, because you may have had an expectation that ADA playground equipment was going to go up Memorial. So we really want to put it all at Clark. So we do want to update you on that and kind of give you a drawing and come to you with the equipment we want. We've worked with two great families that represented some neurological disability and some physical barrier that helped us kind of select what we want to do over there. But we think with the sidewalks, we may need a little bit more money with the concrete work. So essentially, I'm going to ask to put before the council on August 10th the capital ordinance reappropriating the lines. I'm going to tell you to give me a little extra for the road program and the sidewalks associated with all of the projects, not only on the roadways, but on the at the playgrounds too. So those capital ordinances is ordinance 2501, which was for the improvement of Coolidge last year. There's a balance of just under 72,000. Ordinance 25-10, which was left over from the 2025 roads, which is 40,000. 25-10 for vehicle acquisition, there's $3,550. And then Memorial Field lighting, that was something we funded with capital improvement funds, and you helped me and you allowed us to reappropriate there. So we made all those improvements that council had suggested, like upgrading the lights in the, what's the thing called? The hangover thing. The pavilion, the big lights, the basketball. We really made it nice over there, but we have $28,231 left there. And then an old capital ordinance for the firehouse, 17-04, we have $711. So 72,000 plus 40,000 plus 3,500 plus 28,000 plus 711. Let's call it, 150,000 that I'd like the council to give me approval to reappropriate in the capital ordinance to supplement whatever's needed for this year's road program and some additional sidewalk stuff to really make the ADA improvements nice at Memorial.
How about if I'm okay with it, can we include the $3,400 for the lightning detection system out of that? Or is that going to be too much money taken out of it?
No, honestly, I mean, I want to check with the mayor.
Is everybody okay with that?
Well, Did you want to talk about that? So right now, the software, go ahead.
Can we look and give you an answer next meeting?
Yeah, when we
yeah.
do it, yeah.
Refine it.
I mean, if it's a negotiation,
Yeah,
I want what I want. so-
I'm negotiating.
All right, is that fair with everybody else?
So what's the cost of updating it for the ADA that you have?
I'm sorry, I didn't bring.
We'll have it the next meeting, he said.
Yeah, I'll have it the next.
But he wants to move those 4 things
Right,
into.
so I'm hoping by next meeting that we'll have a conceptual for the council for like all the ADA improvements we want to do, estimate of the playground equipment we want to get. It's expensive stuff.
Are we expanding the footprint
No.
of the existing?
No, but
playground?
if you could picture Clark.
But are we removing all the playground equipment at Clark?
No.
Oh, we're just.
No,
adding-
we might. So
might just add to
you know
it?
the fire? No, not the fire truck. There's like a tire swing.
The tire
That's
thing is
gotta
supposed to
go.
go out because it's,
Yeah.
Oh, that's a
And then
favorite.
the swing set frames are fine, but the swings themselves are rusty and they're just
Yeah.
annoying. And we can replace that. We could put an ADA seat in there. It's really gonna be nice, but the equipment's expensive and then the installation's expensive too. So if I can try and dedicate a lot of that 80 towards the equipment, and then you guys give me a little extra money for the sidewalks, I think we could have a nice product, and whatever's left over will cancel out unless I have a new scheme for everyone. That would be appreciated.
Okay, so detail that at the
As
next
usual,
meeting.
if we have the information before the next meeting, you'll get an FYI.
Thank you. Okay, the ALPRs have been discussed. The fire department parking lot's been discussed. The budget contingency funds and all. Mr. Allman, would you like any more discussion on that, or are we okay for now?
Well, I think that's one that
Which one?
we really didn't discuss.
The budgeting contingency funds?
Yes, I mean, I don't know if the mayor has,
Yeah, I mean, seeing them on the agenda, I would like to discuss all of them. Again, I'm usually brief, but I would like to discuss all of them.
Okay, so budgeting contingency funds, Mr. Allman.
so the question was, we had an unexpected expense related to the boiler. And more recently, we had an unexpected expense related to potentially related to healthcare. And in the boiler email, there was a question about putting contingency funds into the budget. And my question is, what do we imagine that might look like? Is it I said in my email, I don't know if a straight percentage of our total budget is the correct way to go. I don't know what the administration was considering.
Okay. Again, I want to just go off that direct topic very briefly and say during my absence, I was in town generally 1 or 2 days a week, taking care of town business and other things. And one of the things that I asked the clerk to do was please relay to Councilman Allman that I was not ignoring his emails, that, I did have a situation I was dealing with.
Yes.
And to me, many, if not all of these, but we'll go through them one by one, were budgeting questions, but were not of any type of an urgent matter. And so, I asked that be conveyed to him, and, so here we are. The details I can provide on this is when Mark and I are doing next year's budget, we will see how the budget is going, and then we will come up with our formula, be it a percentage of a line, a fixed dollar. But I don't have a firm answer right now, and we'll take it up at budget time. That's when this would be applicable.
Thank you. Any other thing on that, Mr. Allman, you'd like to discuss, or is that an answer you?
No, I thought it was more pressing.
Oh.
So,
All right, budgeting consideration, lightning detection, we just talked about, and possibly finding, with some of these reallocations. Is that what you were talking about, getting the email alert for the residents?
yes, I mean, we had,
Discussed it.
again, it was, we had an outage that was discussed at the last meeting.
I think if we had that system like Rivervale has, I think it'll take the not liability, but the not knowing of when it's going to go off again, and because it's on the app, it literally has a countdown clock. So it goes like that one night we were in Rivervale, it got to 6 minutes, and then all of a sudden it went to 30 minutes again because that meant that we got another strike within 6 miles of their detector. So there was no questions about like, hey, is it going to go off in 6 minutes or is it going to reset in 6 minutes? So that's the nice thing about the app. So.
And
Sorry, go ahead, Mike.
no, it was brought up in conjunction with 2027 budgeting and the need to have discussions earlier so there were not sort of surprises. So I raised it in an email to the mayor.
Yeah, and again, your next to last sentence, can this be evaluated for 2027? Yes, Mark and I are aware of the concern. We'll decide whether to put it in our budget or not. If we do, the council can approve or deny it. If we choose not to, the council's free to add it in on their own. So again, this had to do with 2027 budgeting. I did not see the urgency in getting back while I was dealing with something.
The donation.
I think Ms. Bailey discussed that, right?
Okay.
And again, I would just like it noted, although it was fairly recent, I did respond to Michael. I do not have any documentation on this topic.
But Ms. Bailey's provided a response that this is what the
We get 2%.
the probate, no, I'm saying, but the probate attorney said you're getting 2% of her estate, which was
Court approved.
whatever it was.
Yeah, it's a detailed accounting.
Yeah, so,
Court approved, forensic.
and it was in the statement that it has to go to the police department.
Yes, but technically it's got to be administered.
No, but I'm saying, but
Yes.
there's a stipulation in there, and I think that
Correct.
was one of the questions I read was,
Yes.
there's a stipulation in her will that says the money, whatever that amount is going to the police department.
Right.
Okay.
Council President,
Yeah.
just to let you know, we checked my office, the administrator's office, and there's nothing. And it was just as much as a surprise to me when I saw the deposit as well. So, there was not any information really going around this. I think the check was just received by the PD and it was deposited accordingly.
I called the law firm that filed the action today, and they're going to get back to me tomorrow just to give me an update because there's a small holdback usually when you're talking before they close out all the litigation. So there could be a very small sum also.
More, a few more dollars,
yes.
not a lot, but.
No.
Okay.
And just, I'm sorry, I don't think I was done. I said I don't have any documentation on the topic. I did not include, however, the clerk takes care of documentation for the town. There's no reason that Councilman Ullman could not have asked the clerk for documentation on it. I am not the keeper of documentation. So again, and Sue, correct me if I'm wrong, council people do not have to generally submit Oprah requests, do they? Just a simple
I
question.
try to do it to keep a tab, but.
No, that's not true,
don't
Peter.
have to
We do
that.
submit Oprah requests.
Oh, okay, I wasn't aware. I don't monitor Oprah requests. That's why.
That's why I don't submit them.
That's why I asked it as a question. I didn't
But
make
then
it as a
again,
statement.
if this was not something that came into the township as a document, I would not have it like.
Well, that's why I don't have it either, right?
I can't find anything on it.
All right, the beer garden, I guess, we discussed. Mr. Ullman, do you have anything else to say on that?
No, I mean, earlier I made my statement about it.
Well, I would like to take 1 minute because I don't know.
Go
that
ahead.
Councilman Ullman read every question he asked.
Do you want the?
I have it in front of me, thank you. 1, is serving alcohol and the associated liability covered by our municipal insurance? A, does the township need to purchase an additional rider? I, at what cost? Number 2, who will be responsible for the beer garden and specifically establishing procedures, rules for this service? A, are local permits required? B, who is checking IDs? C, will 21 plus be wristbanded stamped as legal? D, are there any limits on purchase? E, will township police have dedicated officers monitoring? F, who is responsible for establishing the boundaries and how will they be defined? Number 3, who will be serving? Subsection A, are they trained certified? 4, is outside alcohol allowed? Sub A, can Joe Smith bring a cooler with a few of his favorite beers and a bottle of wine for Mrs. Smith? Again, these are all things that the administration does. I don't see anything that had to do with a budget or a ordinance in any of these questions. And, you can see based on, like I said, it's probably about, I didn't count them, it's probably 12 to 15 questions on here. To ask the administrator to put all of this in writing would have been quite a time-consuming effort.
Thank you. The liability of Downs, Mrs. Bailey explained, right? Or you have anything else on that, Mr. Ullman?
No.
Okay. The Montclair student presentation is set for August 3rd, 2026 at 11 a.m. We'll have a special meeting as per request of Mr. Sears.
Thank you.
Do you need,
Yeah.
do we need to RSVP for that? Because I know it's a
Yeah.
special meeting.
So I'd like to make a motion that we make a special meeting request for August 3rd, 2026 at 11 a.m. for the Montclair student presentation of the tree canopy and health concerns special meeting. Do I have a
So moved.
motion?
Second.
Second.
Let's go with me. Mike, can you attend?
I cannot attend, I'll be at work.
Mr. Ullman, can you attend?
I thought, did we
We needed
have a?
three.
It was the three of us.
It was us three.
Right,
Yeah.
but we made it a special meeting last year, because I was confused myself, but did we do this?
No, we did a special
It
meeting.
was,
yeah.
Right, we did a special meeting, so, and if you attend, if there's a, you don't have a quorum, you're advertising as a special meeting. Everybody has to sign a piece of paper, Michael needs to fill that out.
So but you still need the quorum, correct?
Yeah, you have three.
Yeah.
Once you can do
Okay.
it, all right?
Well,
Tom,
but
you
if
good?
you
You
don't have
good?
a quorum,
I mean-
they want to do a presentation, so.
Okay. I'm available.
Roll call?
Councilman Cassio,
Yes.
Councilman Sears,
Yes.
Councilman Ullman,
Yes.
Councilwoman Velez,
Yes.
and Council President DeSena.
Yes. Resolution number 26-30.
I assume that's not going to be
Open to the public.
broadcast.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was last time.
last time it was
Yeah.
broadcast.
Last time,
Yeah, because I
yeah.
watched it. I watched
Yeah.
it last time.
Got a shake.
Resolution number 26-301, denial of planning board voting, potential litigation, discussion of a contract, amendment negotiations related to the DPW site. The Township Council anticipates not coming back out of closed session. Motion to enter into closed session.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We take a 5-minute break, everyone, before we go into closed session. Thank you.
Sue, can you turn the egg?